We are breaking all the rules standing on the table in the class order hole for the Paladin. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Paladin Class Order campaign. I'm Fruitless and I'll be guiding you through the artifact weapon of the Paladin Retribution spec. Today we're getting the legendary Ashrbringer. Let's see here. High Lord, there is still one last weapon out there that would aid you against the Legion. If you would like, I would be happy to go over our latest information on its whereabouts. That sounds like a good idea. This is the most famous weapon out of all the artifacts. I would at least think so. This is the Retribution spec artifact Ashbringer. It's been around since back in vanilla, and it used to be a weapon that was a legendary weapon. Very hard to get that one, and it was removed from the game after some time. During our failed assault on the Broken Shore, High Lord Tirion Fordring was lost, and with him our greatest weapon against the Legion, the Ashrbringer. We need to find the Ashrbringer and recover it at all costs. Oh yes, the questline was designed for Retribution Paladin. Would you like to switch? Let's stay in our protection spec for now. We could go and get our weapon, as I always recommend that you do. We showed that was a good idea during the Holy Weapon questline last time. I recommend that you actually go and get your sword here if you want to go Retribution spec. This one is eye level 740, so it's almost as good as the default artifact for that spec. I think we'll bring this along. I think that's a good idea, just in case if you want to deal some more damage. All right.
Be careful.
Now let's have a chat with Tyrosus again. He'll probably be happy to send us off.
At your service.
With the Order of the Silver Hand reformed under your leadership, we have new direction and guidance. We have much work ahead of us. Agreed, we must seek it out at once.
You can always count on me.
High Lord Tirion may be gone, but the Ashrbringer is still out there somewhere. Its power would devastate the Legion. We must find it. I wish it were as simple as returning to where Tirion fell. It could be anywhere on that infernal landscape by now. I believe an old friend can help us find the blade. I ask that you place your faith in me and journey to Uther's tomb in the Plague Lands. We'll seek answers there.
May the light give you strength.
So as you can see, we can either go to Dalaran and use the portal to Dalaran Crater, which was what we used to get here to the Eastern Plague Lands. Alternatively, we are actually quite close. As you can see here, we are in the Eastern Plague Lands and in the Western Plague Lands. Uther's tomb resides down here near Chilwyn Camp. So, I can mount up here actually, and we're too tall to get out of the chapel. Let's take the... let's not use the flight point. I can use my mount. Okay, sounds like a good idea. Before we head down there, we want to talk a little bit about the Ashrbringer. If you heard about this weapon, it is wielded by Tirion Fordring, and it was forged by Magni Bronzebeard, the previous king of the dwarves in Ironforge. It was actually turned into the corrupted version because Tirion Fordring, he turned evil, and he was... This is a really long story. It's tied to the Scarlet Crusade in Tirisfal Glades, and it really deserves a video on its own. But the Ashrbringer was taken by one of these guys, and it was turned into a corrupted version, the corrupted Ashrbringer. And it was wielded by one of these four horsemen of the Lich King, Tirion Fordring. Wielded by him, it was corrupted, and then it was cleansed again at the Battle of Light's Hope Chapel during the pre-events to the Wrath of the Lich King. And there Tirion got the weapon, and he has been wielding it ever since, and it's a really strong one. It was originally intended to be used against the Lich King and his undead minions. It was used against us by the Lich King in turn of events, and now it's going to be used against the Legion, hopefully, if we are able to find Tirion. But to do that, we have to talk to Uther, and talk to Uther, find some clues here at Uther's tomb. And this is his tomb. Uther was one of the strongest and most devoted followers of the Order of the Silver Hand. He was the paladin trainer of Prince Arthas, who later on turned to become the leader of the Lich King.
It seems the High Lord's absence has affected more than just the living. We will prevail.
These brave watchers require our aid. The light may well ignore our prayers if we choose not to help our brethren.
I will prepare the ceremony while you assist our allies.
And he skirts off up there to the tomb. We have these guys here, Melar Dawnblade and High Priest Theldanis. These guys have been around here for a while. I think Dawnblade got here when the Burning Crusade was introduced to kind of give the paladins of the Horde a tie to Uther. Why, Theldanis, he has been here watching over this grave since Vanilla, I believe.
We will persevere.
The lost souls roaming the cemetery grounds have been drawn to the realm of the living in the wake of the light's disturbance. In truth, they merely seek comfort, if we all do in these dark times, as we all do in these dark times since Lord Tyrion's passing. However, their unrest threatens the very sanctity of the tomb we have sworn to protect. If we are to restore peace here, then they must be exorcised.
Death to all who oppose us.
We must ensure that those buried here are never again disturbed. Their spirits' very presence only further perturbs the light. This cannot continue. I must maintain this barrier to ensure none of the wayward souls enter the Lightbringer's resting place. If you can purify the graves themselves, this madness can finally cease. Right, so we have to purify the graves. We're doing paladin work right now. We have to purify these 3 graves in this area. And then we have to exorcise some of these spirits right here. And we're doing fine damage in our Retribution spec. If you start out here as a fresh, which mostly do, most people do, they start here as a fresh level 100. They try to get their artifact for Retribution. And that's what I would recommend that you do. It's much easier to level up as a Retribution from 100 to 110 than just use the other specs. Well, arguably, it's really nice to level as a protection spec as well, as I've been doing. But Retribution does kill things quicker at the cost of having less survivability than the protection spec. So here we have this Risen Legionnaire. As you can see, every time we destroy spirits, they are released into this angelic form. Now, this quest goes by quite quickly if you have good gear. If you have poor gear, the artifact quests are supposed to scale down to your level. I tried this quest with another paladin I have, and his gear was substantially worse than this guy's. And he had a very hard time dealing with these spirits, so I recommend that you actually buy some gear off the auction house or try to attain some gear before you go here. That's basically relevant for all the artifact quests. But anyway, we are almost done with the quest now. We need this. Come on, die. There we go. This is the last grave purified. Thank you. And something's going to happen when we destroy the last spirit here. Come on, this guy will do. Come here. And when we take this guy down... this guy will spawn. He won't be taking the son of Ironforge's. Eat lead. So yeah, he summons basically a mortar they used to shoot at us, and he also wields this. There is no hope left for any of us. Don't you see that? He uses a shotgun and stuff like that. We help him out, and he's gone. Cannoneer Dargal. Thank you. Not sure if that guy was involved in the campaign during Warcraft 3. Maybe he is a reference to that. There were some mortar dwarves around there by then, so that might be something you can go and check out if you want to.
Baladash, Malanore.
Those poor souls are finally at peace. Thank you.
Farewell.
No problem. I'm doing my duty as a paladin. Good. Given time, the last few lingering souls will make their way home.
Go in. We are ready to commune with Lord Uther. Join me at the tomb.
Yes, let's join Tyrosus up here.
Azeroth
He's
will
using
not
the
fall
big blade
while
we just bought.
stand. At your service.
We seek aid, not from a living friend, but one who passed long ago. Uther the Lightbringer was more attuned to the subtleties of the light than any paladin I've ever known. If we reach out to him, he may be able to help us find the Ashbringer. The ceremony has been prepared. Approach the tomb when you are ready.
Take care of yourself out there. Uther's resting place lies just ahead. Begin when you are ready. Light, hear our prayers. for shadows close in around us. Grant us this one audience, so the Ashbringer may yet save our world.
Maxwell, my old friend, it's been too long.
Uther, it's really you!
You're both doing the light's work, but if you seek to recover the Ashbringer, you must hurry.
Do you know where it is, Uther? We risk everything if we return to that place.
I can feel the Ashbringer calling out from an island that lies close to the tomb of the Evil One. And the blade is not alone. Tirion still lives, but his light is fading. You must move swiftly, or he will perish. That is all I can tell you. Good luck, friends. Walk always in the light.
Uther, wait! I have more to ask you! Uther! Azeroth will not fall while we stand.
Tirion? Could it be?
We will prevail.
Tirion is still alive. We have to save him. Light Soap Chapel is not far from here. We must rally our forces and leave at once for the Broken Shore.
You can always count on me. If Tirion is still alive, we will save him. Or die trying.
The determination of a true paladin.
At your service.
We are ready to depart when you are.
Walk always in the light.
Tirion is fading away on that infernal shore, and the Ashbringer is with him. We must not waste another moment. Give the word and we'll set off. We are ready when you are.
May the light You brave souls have been chosen to strike into the depths of hell itself to rescue High Lord Tirion. This is your last chance to turn back. Ready yourselves, men. The Broken Shore awaits. We leave on our champion's command. The demons before us are all that stand between us and the Ashbringer. Regardless of the outcome, our families will know that we fought for the freedom and safety of our world. Argent Crusade, charge!
Such arrogance must be punished. Infernals, crush them!
Champion, we must persevere.
Scorch the earth behind us. I must finish breaking our guest.
The fiends have Tirion. We have to act quickly.
How you mortals are so vain, so arrogant. You will suffer for your hubris. The sundering of this one's soul has been taxing, but you will be ours. You will suffer for 1,000 lifetimes.
By the light!
Insignificant gnat, I will enjoy breaking you. Insignificant gnat, I will enjoy breaking you. No, the Ashbringer must not.
Tirion! By all that is holy, what have they done to you? I'll break Tirion free. You must find the Ashbringer while there's still time.
we're gonna head into this cave right here. And we'll get to the area that is also used for some other of these artifact quest lines.
The Light's greatest champion has arrived to claim the Holy Ashbringer and lay waste to my kin. They say only the pure can wield the High Blade. Come, champion. Claim your destiny.
We can never trust a Dreadlord.
I've been waiting for you, Paladin. Know that I will rip the soul from your flesh and make your body my own. I will turn you into a weapon of the Legion. I will use your hollow shell to corrupt and destroy everything you have ever loved, piece by piece. Now kneel. Kneel before your new master.
Give me the strength to shatter these bonds.
Now we get the ability Unbreakable.
You cannot fight my will. You are mine. Very well. This will be a fine test. Know that I am Balnazar. Know that you are here because I will it. You live because I will it. And you will serve because I will it. Do you think me so foolish as to stand alone? Burn everything, my pets. Leave only ash. You think this is over, Paladin? Our journey together has just begun.
You must come quickly. Tirion called for you by name. I fear he does not have long for this world. Hurry! We have to get out of here before more demons come. Quickly, the High Lord is just outside the temple.
Come closer. You must wield the blade. You must stop the Legion. You must become the Ashbringer.
You will be missed, brother. We must go to Light's Hope Chapel at once. High Lord Fordring deserves to be put to rest among the ancient heroes of the light buried there. Azeroth will not fall while we stand.
I owe you my life, Akam. We all do. Now, usually you get the quest, if you do this one first, you get the quest to go back to start your order hall. You can use this Argent Griffin here, the Hippogriff, to get back to your base. Now, one thing you might notice is that the handle of this weapon isn't the same when you equip it as it was when you took it up from the ground and put it up to the sky. It was blue then, with a blue hilt, and now it's red, like the original design of this. Let's take it over to the Altar of the Ancient Kings and see how this one works out with the different artifact traits we can use. Okay, so we get, you see all of these go around the blade's edges. Beautiful. And we start out here with Wake of Ashes. Lash out with the Ashbringer, dealing lots of damage, radiant damage to all enemies within 12 yards in front of you, and reducing their movement speed. Demons and undead enemies are stunned for 6 seconds if struck by the Wake of Ashes. Very nice move. Appearance-wise, we start out with the original Ashbringer right here, as you can see. You can get these if you recover more Pillars of Creation. That's the blue one, and then we can also get a blue one. It'll eventually turn into a more impressive looking version. I can also get the fire, and oh, this one looks nice. Burning a light weapon, and we have the Fallen Hope, which is very interesting. If you took a look at the blade while we were under the spell of Balnazar back then, before we broke out of his spell, it looked like this Fallen Hope, as it's called. Looks quite a bit like the Corrupted Ashbringer, but there is one skin here that remains, and it's quite the... it's so cool, that quest line that involves getting the last hidden trait. So I think I wanted to do something a bit different in this episode. I kind of went through a lot of the storyline without really dealing with a lot of the lore. I think I'll do a lore bit now at the end of the video. So if you want to hear about the lore of the Ashbringer, you might want to stick around a bit more. If not, then I'll see you in the next episode, and I hope you enjoy this. And yeah, if you want to hear more about the lore of the Ashbringer, I recommend that you check out the comic known as the Ashbringer. It's basically called the Ashbringer. It was released a bit before the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. It tells the story of the family Mograine and tells the story about Tirion Fordring and some of the lore around the Scarlet Crusade and the Scarlet, basically the Scarlet Monastery, what's going on there. The Ashbringer has some flavor text you want to check out. So it was that over the course of time, the man and the weapon that seemed as one. Ashbringer became a name of legend, attributed not just to the fearsome blade, but also to the relentless knight who wielded it. Who was the original Ashbringer? Well, the Ashbringer was known as Alexandros Mograine, and he was one of the first paladins in Azeroth. The paladins themselves were the Order of the Silver Hand, created during the First War against the Orcs. The Order of the Silver Hand was a league of paladins created by Alonsus Faul, a character you will see in the Priest questline. And he created this league of warriors who were also priests. They were used to fight in the Second War against the Orc invasion. The paladins originally were, of course, Uther the Lightbringer, who we just saw earlier in the video. We also had a paladin whose name is Tirion, a very important character. We'll see him with a glimpse and in the upcoming storyline of Legion. Another paladin that was important was Tirion Fordring, and also, lastly, the one that everyone always forgets, Saidan Deathrohan. He is, the most forgettable one of those. But Deathrohan is, in fact, the most important character for the storyline of the Ashbringer. Deathrohan, he formed the Scarlet Crusade eventually. That was because he was possessed by Balnazar, this Nethrezim we just saw down on the Broken Shore. He tried to possess us and use us as his weapon of light, because he had done the same with Saidan Deathrohan, one of the most powerful paladins back then. And while being Saidan Deathrohan, Balnazar basically got in touch with the son of Alexandros Mograine, Alexandros Mograine being the Ashbringer that we know today. Mograine had two sons, Renault and Darion. You might have seen Darion before. Darion is one of the leader guys for the Death Knight Order Hall. He's the guy with the two amazing looking blades on his back, and you see him throughout the Death Knight Class Order campaign and also during the Death Knight starting quests. He is a Death Knight. Why did he become a Death Knight, and what happened with the Ashbringer? First of all, the Ashbringer was a weapon created by Magni Bronzebeard, the King of Ironforge and the Dwarves, to be used against the Lich King. The Ashbringer was going to be a weapon that was going to be used against Frostmourne, a weapon forged by the Nethrezim, Nethrezim being the Dreadlords like Balnazar, who we just saw, and it was a demonic weapon. Ashbringer, though, is a weapon of the Naru. Ashbringer was forged from the shards of a Naru, a fallen star, if you want to call it that. That's why it has this amazing power of the light. You can see it's forged into this huge glowing disc right there on the blade, and it gives its amazing holy properties. Yeah, and it was given to Alexandros Mograine to be used against the invading forces in Naxxramas, which was a vanilla raid where Kel'Thuzad, one of the servants of the Lich King, is going to invade Azeroth. Alexandros was tricked by his son, Renault. Renault was tricked again by Balnazar, so you can kind of see the events going back there. Renault told Alexandros Mograine that his other son, Darion, was captured by the Scourge, And this forced Alexandros to go into Kel'Thuzad's grasp, and he was killed and slain, and he was raised as an undead knight for the 4 horsemen of the Lich King, this group of elite knights and warriors that the Lich King used against us. And he was wielding the Ashbringer, which in turn became corrupted. Later on, we go in there and we fight against the Lich King. We fight against the 4 knights, and we defeat Alexandros, and his son takes the blade, and eventually, as events go on, Tirion is raised as an undead himself. The events that happen with the Ashbringer, you see those going on in the events of the Death Knight starting zone. At the end, you come here to, well, right here where we are right now, Light's Hope Chapel. You do the Acherus Ebonhold quest down here in the Scarlet Enclave, and then you wind up here at Light's Hope Chapel. And that's where Tirion Fordring gets the holy weapon, the Ashbringer, and because originally it was wielded by knights of the Lich King, of course. It was wielded by Tirion, the son of Alexandros, and it was corrupted, the corrupted version. With the help of Tirion, he's defeated, and we kind of get this connection between the Death Knights and us because of Tirion. Tirion kind of bridges that gap between these Death Knights that want to desert from the Lich King and fight against him, and Tirion and Tirion become these 2 forces here that work together throughout the Wrath of the Lich King campaign. And now the weapon is ours, and we are going to use it against the Legion. That's going to be amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and let me know what you think about leaving the lore towards the end of the video. I've been Crudless, and I'll see you around the next time as we continue on with the class campaign for the Paladin. See you then.